So it goes. Hello everybody, it is so good to see you. Thank you for joining me. Come on in. The water's fine. Today is a phenomenal day because I've got books in the mailbox. I'm going to talk about one of them now, one of them later. The one I'm going to talk about later is from Suntup Press. So tune in at the future date when I post this one out and we'll see what we got there. But this time I'm here to talk about one of my very favorite publishers, publisher that makes some of the nicest stuff that I own, and that is Suntup Editions. And the book is Slaughterhouse-Five. It's an artist edition and it's here. It was in the mailbox when I got home today, and I am ready to open this mother up and take a look. Slaughterhouse-Five by Vonnegut. This is a book that I read. This book has caused me a lot of confusion, actually. Maybe I got time to tell you about it. Maybe I don't. But for years and years, I've told people, or I've told myself, yes, I read Slaughterhouse-Five. And actually, I did. In the year 2001, I read it. So a little over 20 years ago, I read this book. But where the confusion comes into play is I also, for many years, told myself that I had read Fahrenheit 451. Somehow, in my feeble mind, those two books, Slaughterhouse-Five and Fahrenheit 451, got transposed, if that's even a word, I don't know. Somehow they got mixed up mess in this jumbled up schmog in the brain, and I thought I had read Slaughterhouse-Five, and then when I see Fahrenheit 451, I've read that. And then one day, a few years ago, I stumbled onto a synopsis for Fahrenheit 451, and I thought, that doesn't sound familiar at all. So it turns out I had never read it, so I did. I fixed that. I read Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451. I loved the book. Today we're here to talk about Slaughterhouse-Five. Now I said about 20 years ago, a little over 20 years ago, I read this book and I really dug it, man. Some of the stuff stuck with me. Talks about Dresden, talks about the Tralfamadorians, things like So It Goes, and also a saying which made me laugh. I read it multiple times. Go take a flying at a rolling donut. Go take a at the moon. That saying made me laugh. It was so funny, and I have over the years many times found myself wanting to say such. But anyway, the book came off to me. My memory of it was I didn't remember a lot. I just remembered moments. So when Suntup Editions announced that they were going to be publishing Slaughterhouse-Five, I felt like I needed to reread it because it was kind of foggy. What did I remember of it? It was a lot of scenes. I remembered images. I remembered stuff like that from the book. And I read it again, and I realized why. This story, I don't know if it's a truly accurate description, but I would say it's schizophrenic, man. You go from one, our character, Billy Pilgrim, he becomes unstuck in time. So he'll be going along, the way the narration reads, he'll be going along in Dresden, and they're firebombing that place. And then he's on the planet Tralfamador, and then he's an optometrist, and then he's meeting this unattractive girl. It's just kind of bouncing around throughout his life. So it goes. And it's a phenomenal book. It's really hard to describe why it's phenomenal for me, and that's what makes it so interesting. It's a book, I think, if I read it again today, started reading, when I was done, I would still not feel like I had any more grasp on it than I did before, but still loving it and loving every minute of it. So I don't know if that helps you, but if you haven't read it, go read it. Besides, Ren McCormick vouches for it. Go watch Footloose. Ren McCormick says Slaughterhouse-Five. Yeah, that's a great book. Yeah, it's a classic. It's a classic in any town, by the way. Anyway, go. Ren McCormick vouches for it. Kevin Bacon vouches for it, and I'm vouching for it. A good book. But anyway, Suntup Editions, Artist Edition, is in the mail. And what I have come to expect from Suntup Editions is cool book-specific bookmarks with illustrations, This one, Frontispiece by Edith Vonnegut. Introduction by Jess Walter. Illustrated by Julian de Navarez. So I don't remember which one of these images is actually the frontispiece artwork. But we'll take a look and we'll see. We'll get it all figured out. Those are our artists and our introductor. There's the other bookmark. Not usually do you get two bookmarks with Suntup Editions books, but this time we got two. And they are both swell, terrific, phenomenal. Thank you. Thank you very much. And there they go. What I do with these bookmarks, here's one from Omen, is I'll put them in these little plastic sleeves that I got on Amazon by recommendation from a Suntup Editions book collector member from the Facebook group. And I just stack them up on the shelf. I don't do much else with them at the moment. But there it is. This is one of the great things about Suntup Editions. And you'll notice the shipping fees maybe seem more than what it costs to ship a book. But part of what you're paying for is security and insurance. Not insurance. They insure them, I'm sure. I'm sure they insure them. But the insurance I'm talking about is the insurance of protecting the daggum thing so there's less need to insure them. Good protection. These things can stand up to the abuse, the rigors, the things that might challenge them along their way. Great stuff. Great packaging as always. And the books, the artist editions typically come shrink wrapped. And you can kind of see what it looks like already. I'm getting excited. But let's get this mother out of the shrink wrap. Because if there's one thing I can't stand, it's a book that's still in the shrink wrap. I got to get it out. I got to get it open. Very important here, when you're removing the plastic from the book, is you cut the plastic, not the book. As long as you do that, things will be fine. I assure you. Also, don't drop the book. Also, don't kick the book. Kick the book. There we go. All right. Now, first of all, let's take a look at this excellent looking paper dust jacket. It's hard to describe, but you can see the paper colorations to it. And then the thickness. This is good quality. Thick, strong slipcases. And this is part of what makes the Suntup Editions, Artist Edition, such a value. If you watch my videos, you'll see that I'm opening up a whole lot of books. Books that are equal to maybe quality of this book, but they won't have the 6 interior illustrations and all the other stuff like that. They won't have the slipcases. They won't have a lot of these extras that go along with it. And there'll be more. There'll be a lot more than books like this. So even though a book that costs whatever this one is, $135, $155, I don't remember. I should have looked it up, but I didn't. A book like this costs money, sometimes more money than people think a book should be costing. You get so much more with a Suntup Editions Artist Edition than you do with some of the higher priced competition. And you get some phenomenal titles. Look at the back of our slipcase here. For those of you who like to put your books on the shelf the wrong way, Suntup has hooked you up. And you get to see what the book is, you get to see who the author is, and you get to see who the publisher is. And man, it does look cool. Take another look at that. Look, it looks awesome. So the slipcase, I think I've tried to establish, phenomenal. And one of those things that means a lot to me, I prefer slipcases. I'll pay extra for a book if it comes with a slipcase, and a quality slipcase is even better. But let's take a look at our artwork. The art is by Julian de Navarez, and I hope I'm not saying that too awfully wrong, but I might be. I don't know. Well, let's take this dust jacket off. Well, here's our front of our dust jacket, and there's the spine. I think we've already seen that. Man, that's going to look good on my shelf when I put it on the shelf the correct way. Spine out, and there's the back of the dust jacket. I really, really like this one. I got a numbered edition coming. I'm excited about that one. I can't wait to get it in. But let's check out the Artist Edition dust jacket all spread out, just like it ought to be. Anyway, it looks so good. And this dust jacket's thick. Feel it. It's thick. It's a lot thicker than dust jackets that I might get from other publishers. So, just saying, it's good, sturdy, quality dust jacket. Let's take a look at our book. without the dust jacket. And here's something that happens a lot. You see that sheen? Man, that looks good. That looks so nice. Just check out the sheen. It is a beautiful, beautiful. Looks like Japanese silk. I didn't look it up. I should have. I think that's what we're talking about here. And then the spine. This book, literally, honestly, guaranteed, is one that feels like it needs to not have a dust jacket. As much as I love dust jackets, I almost think covering this up is a crime. Maybe I need to buy another copy. I know I keep talking about that, but this is one that just, it's going to hurt putting a dust jacket on this beauty. I don't want to do it. So maybe I'll have to spend the ridiculous dough. It's ridiculous dough because I'll have 2 copies just so I could show them off. Maybe I'll have to do that. But look at our end papers, the artwork. Check it out. Do you see what I'm talking about there? There's the end papers. The frontispiece. Now this is the frontispiece from Edith Vonnegut. And it is also the artwork from one of those bookmarks that we looked at there. So Edith Vonnegut has done the frontispiece artwork. And let's go through here and take a look at these 6 interior illustrations. And if I can catch them, they might slip by me, some of them. But if I can catch them, the pen and ink vignettes between chapters. I don't think I'm going to catch them all. Take a look. Looks cool though. I don't think I'm going to catch them all, but I'm going to try to show you some of each, some of the vignettes, some of the color illustrations. I do love the artwork from this book, and I love the book itself. So it's one that I had to have. I bought the artist, and I bought the numbered edition. And if money was no object ever, I'd have tried to buy every other edition I could get from Suntup Editions, because I just love their work. I love their books, and I dig it, man. I haven't said that already. If I have, sorry. But let's take a look here. I almost missed a vignette. Nice additions. And while we're at it, take a look at the paper color. It's not so bright that it'll hurt your eyes. There's other colorations there. The text size, it seems slightly large to me, but not huge. So the text size is great. This, you can see right here on this page, I just stumbled onto it. We talked about Smith-sewn binding, and I don't know if you can see it, but I can kind of see it in there. But the binding, high quality Smith-sewn binding that we get from Suntup Editions in their artist editions, just phenomenal stuff. I cannot say anything bad. I can never say anything bad about Suntup Editions books that I've gotten. I love the publisher. They make good stuff. They take good care of the customer. So if you ever got issues that happen to come along with a book that you order, they take good care of you. And they've taken good care of me every time without fail. So I'm happy as can be. And I'm a loyal customer, and I will keep on buying the stuff as long as I can buy the stuff, and as long as they keep on selling it. I just passed something here. There we go. I don't want to miss this stuff. I'm sure there's things that I'll go by that I won't catch, but I'll try to get them all. All sorts of extra stuff included. What else? What else can I find? Neat. They just look so cool. They're small, these little vignettes, but there's more to it than just what you would catch at a glance. And then the interior illustrations, so many things. These are the things that make Suntup Editions, Artist Editions, such a value. There are other publishers that sell books of similar quality for $195, $200 very often, and they don't have these interior illustrations. They don't have a lot of the things. They don't have slipcases. They don't have other things that I'm getting with this Artist Edition. So you talk about a good price, but you also talk about a good value for the price. And that's, I think that part of the Suntup Editions Artist Edition is one thing that maybe doesn't get enough talk. The actual true value of what you get for your money. True value, what you get for your money. All right, I'm almost to the end here, and I really dig what I got, man. This may be one of my favorite Artist Editions. I don't know. It's hard to say. Sometimes what I got in my hand feels great, but then when I go back and look at other stuff that I've already got, I start to I start to realize that maybe I'd forgotten some of the neat things about those other editions. So I don't know. But right now, looking at this may be one of the coolest artist editions that I've gotten. And I think I forgot to show you our signature page. So this one is limited to 1,000 copies. And it is signed by Julian de Navarez. And I think what it is about this book that I just can't get over is these boards. This material, this sheen, that is so beautiful. And this is an artist edition with a dust jacket. So it truly will feel like a crime. I'm going to commit a crime in broad daylight, on camera, to be recorded for a while until the internet no longer exists and digital media no longer exists. There will be proof that I committed the crime of covering up these beautiful boards on this beautiful book. But I can think of nothing bad to say about this publication at all. It does truly look wonderful. Here in a few minutes, I'm going to take that dust jacket. I'm going to wrap it in a Bro Dart protector because I like, although it is shiny and I think it hurts the display of my books, I like the idea that in 20 years when I take these books out of the slipcases, the dust jackets won't be marred or have rough edges or anything like that. I like it. Anyway, thank you for your time. I do appreciate it. I can think of no more lies to tell. So c'est la vie, baby. Doo-doo.